Hello and welcome to a Black-explained statistical history, a look at the Philly Pies development across the discipline era. We meet the Philly Pies in Season 1 with their slogan, Pie or Die. There are a couple of gaps in the lineup, which is otherwise fairly strong, and the rotation has a bit of power. The Pies start the era well, coming second in their division and joint 6th overall. But in the postseason, they dominate, sweeping the Jazz Hands, Spies and Firefighters to become the first Blaseball champions. In the election, they steal Jessica Telephone from the stakes. Jessica is the strongest hitter in the league and adds some serious power to the Pies lineup. This gives the Pies a boost as they move up to 3rd in the league. In the postseason, they retain their title by sweeping the Moist Talkers and the Jazz Hands and beating the Shoe Thieves. During the season, an incineration sees Dan Holloway replace Cedric Gonzalez. The team win 2 blessings, putting them top of the divine favour and improving their defence by 15%. But they do lose star hitter Jess Telephone to the Tigers. Dan is a good addition to the lineup, but the lack of Telephone is obvious. The Pies slip to 3rd in their division and joint 6th overall. They reach round 2 of the postseason, but are knocked out by the Tigers. Another incineration means Eduardo Woodman replaces Juan Rangel, and the team then face 2 allergic and 1 yummy peanut reaction. The election brings respite, as they send their worst pitcher to the Shoe Thieves. However, the pitcher they receive in return is actually worse than their worst pitcher was, but the lineup is a touch stronger. The Pies hold their position in this season and head back into the postseason. This time, they are knocked out in round 1 by the Jazz Hands. The team have 2 feedback swaps, as Youngho Benitez of the Spies swaps with Morrow Wilson, and the Pies regain Jessica Telephone, sending the Tigers Spears Taylor in return. And in the election, the Pies swap their best pitching hitter and their worst pitcher. The alternate decree sees a loss in stars across the board, but the return of Jessica Telephone and the new addition of star pitcher Elvis are good signs for the Pies. However, this does not translate to gameplay, and the Pies have their worst season to date, finishing 4th in their division and joint 13th overall. They also see their rotation reverbed. In the election, they move into the mild low division, where they are greeted by new division mates the Shoe Thieves, impairing their overall rating. This sees a reduction in stars across the whole team. But the Pies laugh in the face of adversity and enjoy their new division, as they finish top of it and 2nd in the league. But the postseason has them leaving in round 1 at the hands of the Garages. The team face 2 more incinerations, as well as a feedback swap, as they welcome Hobbs Kane of the Moist Talkers. Jessica Telephone is shelled on day 99 due to being top of the Idols board, and 2 negative blood rains top the season off, before the Shoe Thieves make amends for last season by giving the division a ratings boost. With their star hitter in a giant peanut shell, the Pies have lost a lot of their power. And it shows, as the Pies finish at 17th in the league. They have 1 negative blood rain, but their low standing does give them many opportunities to party, which they do 12 times. And halfway through the season, Jessica Telephone is pecked free from her shell by birds. In the election, they are protected from shame by the Fridays. Parties and the return of Telephone see the team stronger than ever. And the team move back up to the top of their division, landing at joint 7th in the league. In the postseason, they make it to round 2 before being eliminated by the Tigers. But season 8 is all change for the Pies, starting with 2 negative blood rains, then an incineration as Rye Spliff replaces Hobbs Kane. But mostly, the team see 7 players flickering, resulting in 5 feedbacks, including Eduardo Woodman and Alyssa Harrell swapping teams twice in the same game. Jessica Telephone was once again at the top of the Idols board and was shelled. But the team gained 2 blessings, giving them an affinity for crows, and then they stole their own player and maxed out their stats. After all these changes, the team is a bit stronger, but they are once again lacking their star hitter. This did not deter the Pies, as they come fourth in the league, but they leave the postseason in round 1 at the hands of the Garages. 2 feedbacks see Betsy Trombone swap with Jalen Hotdog Fingers of the Garages, who then heads back, sending over Henry Marshmallow. 7 of the team experience repeating, and Kennedy Cena has an allergic peanut reaction. After the postseason, the Pies lose 2 players to the Shelled Ones pods. The election sees the team steal a player from the Dalley's Shadows, but they also have 5th base and shame inflicted on them by the Crabs and the Flowers. The lineup is now 2 players shorter, and definitely weaker for it. But there are the modifications Fire Eater, Siphon and Friend of Crows for Jackson Buckley, Young-Ho Benitez and Ruslan Greatness. Despite their losses, the Pies hold steady at 6th in the league. But in the postseason, they lose to the wildcard Millennials in the wildcard round. Blood Rain is mostly against them this season, and an incineration sees Yusuf Puddles join the team. In the election, the Moist Talkers swap division, which sends the Pies to mild high. The Pies are a bit weaker heading into the final season of the era. It does not go well, as they set their lowest win record to date and finish 18th in the league. Black Hole weather does go in their favour, as their opponents can't activate it once, but Sun 2 is very much against them. The Pies have 2 parties before gaining the Hermit as their arcana. During the Discipline era, the Pies see 6 incinerations. They have the highest number of feedback swaps, with 10, and they saw 1 reverb. Only one of their players was shelled, but that player was shelled twice, and they lost 2 players to the pods. They had 3 allergic to 1 yummy peanut reaction. 14 party time boosts doesn't make up for the fewest positive blood rains of any team, and 11 negative ones. They played in 8 postseasons and won 2 championships. They also won 9 blessings, benefited from 2 more, and were affected by 5. The team ends the era with a shorter lineup. This benefits the stronger hitters as they will get more turns at bat. The rotation still has 1 star pitcher, but they are unsupported by the rest. Thank you for joining me for another Blaxplanation. I'll be back with more Blaseball fun and facts soon, but until then, rejoice, play ball.